Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will to do right, do right, do right.
And we're live. Welcome to a brand new episode of Anecdotally. It's Omicron, not OmNicron. Or is that just because they didn't like the anagram? Wordy. That's a wordy title.
Yeah, well, you could read the splash card. You could go that way either.
Anecdotally, the fascism shall continue until submission is complete and universal. I prefer beatings will continue until morale improves.
I thought about going with that, but they don't give a shit about morale.
Fair enough. It's just compliance at this point. Man, what is going on with you, Australia? Is the humor in Crocodile Dundee because you're a bunch of pussies? Is Crocodile Dundee completely fake? Are there no bogans?
I would imagine there are bogans, but they're out in the boondocks and they don't get into the cities much. I think that the control thing and the prisoner guard mindset is more of a city thing than it is a outbacky thing.
Just want to see someone knife fight a 12-foot croc and then storm Parliament. Is that too much to ask for?
No. And I'm fully on board that tyrants need to water the tree, and that needs to happen.
Huge shout out to all the townships this past weekend able to prevent parade murders. Oh yeah, mine is tomorrow. Our Christmas parade is the first Monday after Thanksgiving, and you betcha there's going to be cops out in force.
Oh yeah, you betcha.
All 7 of them.
Oh yeah, you betcha.
Oh, you betcha. So we've got a bunch of actual topics this week as opposed to the normal amount of nonsense that's been going on for a little bit of time.
Yeah, we had a couple of slow weeks and now we don't.
It feels like almost like it's time to start talking about the 2022 election, but we got probably about a month before that happens. Figure mid-January, so a month and a half.
Yeah, I mean, people have been talking about it since the last one, but yeah, the conversation doesn't get really started in earnest until January.
Yeah, but we do have the SUV of peace coming along. So that is a topic that they're trying to shove under the table as if it was a Las Vegas shooting.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's the bigger story. We all know what happened. There's really no story to be reporting on there. So we got to switch to the fact that nobody's reporting on it, or if they are reporting on it, they're omitting key points of data.
And it's multiple reasons this time, as opposed to just the black reason. Like the dude was out on bail for jumping bail on his bail jumping charge.
Yep.
He was just released for not only hitting his baby mama, who he also has a separate charge of, but underage flirting with dicking involved.
Yeah,
he prostituted her.
He prostituted her out when she was underage, and had a kid with her.
Yeah. And beat her up and run her over twice.
Right. And then I was watching another video today at work, and this guy's talking about it, and it's alleged that he ran his baby mama over. I'm like, it's not alleged. She had fucking tire marks on her fucking pants.
Good fucking Lord, man.
It's a little more than just alleged.
Yeah. Like, meanwhile, 6 dead, 5 of which were seniors, who were all over 70, which makes it 250 fucking years of life between everybody, and they still, between the 5 of them, had 0 felony charges. in 250 years of life. Call it 200 because we'll give them till 20 to start really fucking around.
Right.
Nothing.
Right. And then
Hallmarks of virtue. Because that's what Wisconsin used to be about.
One of the kids died too now.
Yeah, well, that was the 6th one.
Yeah, the 6-year-old. It's just an unbelievable tragedy, and the corporate media just will not report on it.
I mean, I'm not super bummed that a bunch of 7-year-olds died. Like, I'm average bummed about that because their lives were taken.
Right, it's sad. But
yeah,
I'm more pissed off when a kid dies.
8-year-old.
8-year-old? Okay.
An 8-year-old kid.
That is a tragedy. And
yeah.
So we could talk about the Democratic Party representative or media manager or whatever the hell she was that said
Do you
this
have
was
facts on that? Because all I know is the self-defense.
Well, yeah, and then she said it was karma. And I
from Illinois too. Bitch.
I kind of see where she's coming from. Like, it's fucking horrific to even say that, but she's not entirely wrong. But that karma comes from lies foisted by the Democratic Party itself and their minions in the mainstream corporate media.
Well, Sally, what do you mean 2 children dead now? There were 5 seniors, the first 5, and the 6th was a kid.
Yeah, I think there's still 3 kids who are still in the hospital. I don't know if they're in critical condition, but they're still in the hospital.
The only swerving he did was to avoid cars because it would have stopped him. I don't care what. This was 10 times worse. Well, actually, somewhere between 5 and 60 times worse than what happened in Charlottesville. This is now utterly ridiculous.
In all of these cases, only white people have perished.
Mm-hmm. No, it was 5 seniors and then 1 child. The original 5 count in the original that was done by the commissioner and not a judge for the $5 million bail were 5 seniors. This had pretty solid video too.
Yeah, there was a lot of video on this one.
But what Charlottesville didn't show you, apparently, was the Antifa douchebag who bragged about pointing his AR at James Field. James Field, who is a fucking douchebag, don't get me wrong. Complete pile of shit. But he had motivation to speed out of there as fast as possible. Hitting people a second.
Was it somebody brandished an AR at him, or was it people were attacking his vehicle? Because I heard
people were attacking his vehicle, but somebody pointed, and it was like this whole big thing about it being a what the fuck was it? It was a Spike's lower was part of it, but he pointed the gun at James Fields through the back window.
Yeah, I don't want to defend.
I'm not necessarily scared of a 2x4 hitting like the superstructure of my metal car, which is what they did. They weren't like breaking out windows because they're idiots.
I mean, I don't want to go out and say that. I don't want to defend James Field. What he did was fucking retarded because he's a douchebag. But I will say that he got overcharged and overconvicted.
Same thing happened to the McMichaels in the Sabri case.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. Overcharged and overconvicted.
Malice murder means he got up that morning to kill. Like there was forethought involved in his murder spree. And that just clearly was not in evidence. But for everybody involved, media lied. And this is right-wing media that lied, because there was it being spread around that he had work boots, which I always found to be not plausible because he was black. So chances of him working were minimal.
Hey now.
And but he was in jeans, so take for that what you will. Do you jog in jeans? I don't jog in jeans.
I did. I mean, I do, but normally because I'm walking the dog or something, he wants to take a little jaunt. But I'm not like going out and throwing down a 5-mile jog in jeans.
Yeah, we. I wasn't able to follow the McMichaels case as clearly as I followed the Rittenhouse case, and I followed every bit of the Rittenhouse case.
Yeah, you were just behind.
Yeah, because they were happening at the same time. Now, unfortunately, the cases coming up in the next several weeks, which are all really good, that I would love to have someone in for. Ghislaine Maxwell, she's in federal court. Those are never filmed. And Juicy Smollett, who is not in federal court, but also won't be filmed because reasons.
Well, we can get into the weeds on the Ghislaine Maxwell one.
Yeah, okay, let's start there.
That is a fucking shit show. I just found out either late yesterday or early today that the prosecutor is James Comey's daughter.
I texted you that like 3 days ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's a holiday weekend.
Let me check.
It's a little fuzzy.
Yeah. I think it might have been Friday that I
could have
said
been.
that.
Could have been. But then, it's not going to be televised, which they never are because they're federal, so that doesn't bother me at all. But then the judge went ahead and ordered a gag order on press on it. So not only is it not going to be broadcast, they're not even allowed to report on it, which I think is some happy-ass horse shit. I mean, it's kind of a mixed blessing because half the media will lie about it because that's what they do, but to get nothing is... I mean, we're paying for this. They work for
4
us.
4 p.m. Saturday.
Yeah, they work for us.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have access to this information. I don't think a judge should be able to just put a complete gag on it. I get that they're not going to allow video of it. That's fine. That bugs me less. But the fact that you can't report on it at all is wrong.
There's a gag order?
There's a gag order. The judge put a gag order. And this is after she went out and said that the information was too sensitive for the American public, which she did like last week sometime.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, not to be confused. This is a federally elected judge put up by Obama and then put to the bench that under the Maxwell case by Biden at the recommendations of Chuck Schumer. She's from Nashville. Also a lesbian who looks like Paul Gleason. So my guess is she also is wearing Barry Manilow's wardrobe.
So we're not going to get any level of justice out of this.
Yeah, we're not going to get any information about Mark Kelly being on the Lolita Express or any of the other visitors. And I went back last year. I sent like a list of people who were on there, like Bill Gates and Tom Hanks, and like this whole thing I had to my friend on Instagram, and those have all been deleted in my messages. It's like, did I take pictures of this and send it, or did I send it from an Instagram account?
At this point, you got to start taking pictures of stuff.
Yeah, and just freaking save it in files and stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, because
I had that happen.
working real hard to memory hole this shit.
Hmm. Like the other day, I sent one to the bunny group, and I don't know why I call it the bunny group, but I'm calling it the bunny group right now.
That works.
And if you remember who Bunny is, it works. And,
I do. That's why I was teasing her.
And it was of Chen Psaki, and she was deep faked over Chucky.
Yeah.
And she was just murdering people in their little Chucky form with a Chen Psaki face on it. Which was distorted because of how round the face is. And it was a terrible deep fake, and you couldn't even tell it was Chen Psaki, except her name was in it.
Right.
And that got taken down and destroyed pretty fast. And I'm like, this is why I copy and paste. It's not like I want to steal and say, hey, look, I create memes, because I don't. But that's why I cut and paste. Copy and paste. But yeah, this judge, Maxwell's dream team is like...
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
5 lawyers, 2 of which are focus group lawyers, and all NYC douchebags from like Stanford Law, and they're all like senior partners or named partners in law firms. It's like, fucking.
Do we even know what the charges are that she's facing?
Yeah. There's like, let's see. Did I tell you it was Saturday at 4 p.m. when I mentioned it?
Let me look.
Right.
Is just you, or did you send it to the group?
Sent to the group.
Let's see, was that the 27th?
Prosecution links Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, charged in Manhattan Federal Court, conspiracy for... All right, justice.gov. Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested the morning charged with enticing a minor to travel to engage in criminal sexual activities, transporting a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, conspiracy to commit both of those offenses, and perjury in connection with a sworn deposition. Really? Just single charges?
I wonder if that's all the evidence they have. She's going to get the slap on the wrist Epstein got, what, 20 years ago? The early 2000s?
Oh, like from like 2002?
Yeah. That's what she's really facing.
And also, they sought to get information that is non-disclosure agreemented victim settlement funds. They... All right, I mean, it's fair enough. There's a plethora of charges. No, they're not calling her Epstein's girlfriend. They're calling her Epstein's assistant. Because girlfriend means chances are she wasn't involved when she absolutely was involved. But... I
don't see it. All I see is the...
So they paid out I think it was $125 million to 150 people. That's something like $800,000 a pop, somewhere in there, give or take. But they want the names of the people to be cross-referenced with the names of the people who are pursuing the charges. And it's like, well, first off, all that's bullshit. And you cannot make me sign something that says I will not file a charge against you. And this is a Jeffrey Epstein fund for his victims. 125 motherfuckers. Are you kidding me? That's an insane number. And protected. And you know what? You don't get to have an island unless you consider yourself already a villain. Looking at you, Bill Gates, no islands. No islands for you, Elon Musk, or what's his nut with the penis-shaped rocket. No, you don't get islands.
No, Bezos.
Thank you. I couldn't think of his first name. Jeff. You don't get it. Not going to happen. Finally, all right, Poet's here. We can start now.
Sweet.
So we have topics from... She fucking... This is evil. It's all evil. And there's nothing we can do about it. Because Q is real, and I will not be accepting anything the media says about QAnon, because I knew of the Tea Party and what they were saying about the Tea Party that wasn't true. I watched the entire Rittenhouse trial. I know what they said about Kyle Rittenhouse that isn't true. I now believe QAnon is the truest expression of freedom-loving and individual people, and there is nothing the media can say that can make me change it. Everyone who was standing outside waiting for, John Kennedy's son or whatever the fuck to come back to life from an airport plane crash that took him out and put Hillary Clinton in the New York City Senate race. Fuck that. Or New York Senate race, not New York City, because there is no senator for New York City, even though there is, technically, because it's the size of the rest of the fucking state.
I was going to say, technically both of them are, but okay.
I mean, really, but it's technically not New York City, so that's a misstatement. But yeah, fuck it. Like, I don't believe you at all anymore. There've been talk. There's talk that Kyle's filing discrimination charges, but what I want more right now is this Daniel Black, Nicholas Black, who was the friend.
Dominic Black.
Dominic Black. That's why I wasn't sure first. Okay, so Dominic Black. He's being charged with the exact same thing as Kyle Rittenhouse, and Binger threatened if this case was dismissed that he would file an appeal against the ruling, which means that Dominic Black has to pay for this lawyer fees and then the lawyer fees for the appeal. So he's threatening him financially. No, that was Unicron, Black Magic. OmNicron is actually he's one of Starscream's. He's F-16, but OmNicron is a actual Decepticon. You're thinking of Unicron, who was the planet. But so Kyle got off on a charge. They're still persecuting the charge against Dominic Black. The same charge that shouldn't even count because it was ruled completely
well
in Kyle's favor.
Yeah, the only thing in question would not be, it wouldn't be a state thing, it would be a federal thing, and that is this gun a straw purchase? But that's not a state thing.
It can't be a straw purchase.
Why not?
Because he hasn't purchased it.
Somebody bought the gun.
Yeah, Dominic Black did. There's no intent to straw purchase. You have to sell the gun.
Ah, well, then that's going to come up. Did Kyle give Dominic money for the gun?
So what if he did?
Well, then it would be a straw purchase, wouldn't it?
No, because Kyle doesn't own the gun. It's Dominic's Black. It never left Dominic Black until that day. Okay, so everyone's saying the gun crossed state lines, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, that's
the gun
just
technically
bullshit.
crossed state lines.
Where?
Not when they're saying it did.
When did it cross state lines?
the night after the murders.
Because Kyle took it with him because he couldn't turn
Yes.
himself in
But-
Wisconsin.
But that all depends on how Kyle took it with him. If he unloaded the gun and put it in the trunk of the car, then that's not in possession of a minor. That's in possession of his mother, because she came and picked him up.
Yeah.
It's technical, dude. It's technical bullshit, man, and it all is.
It is.
Like when we get to the topic of Chad and Kyle, the Texas shooting, there's going to be some pedantic bullshit in there.
Absolutely, because everybody in that scenario was wrong. But when it comes down to the law, Texas is pretty firm on the castle doctrine.
Mm-hmm. And self-defense, but it okay, hold on. These people protect parade crashers and pedophiles. Yeah, and it's all about that. This isn't the only case. There's also the case of Crystal Kaiser. Now, Crystal Kaiser is a little different because she murdered, which is fine. It's technically murder. She killed her underage pedo trafficker.
Yeah.
In his sleep. Not against it. But burnt down his house and stole his car. Still not against it. Any of it. But the one question I have is, where'd she get the gun? And was she being trafficked at the time? Like, if she had earned her freedom because somebody bought her, and she got the gun from them, came back and murdered him, then that's kind of murder. But I need to know that, because they're still protecting pedophiles. This fucking guy. Why is it that these people are committing crimes out of state, which are molesting children in nature, or raping children in nature, or pimping children in nature, and coming to Wisconsin? Do they have a lack enforcement of the sex assault registry?
Well, my guess
sex offender registry?
My guess is that they still have to be on the registry. The registry still exists. My guess here, and it's just a guess, but my gut tells me that it's probably that they don't have to go door knocking like you do in most states.
So then they're protecting pedophiles by not having that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, murder, manslaughter, homicide.
Yeah, killing. I mean, there's a difference between murder and homicide. I mean, technically this would qualify as murder because she set out to do it. But it's understandable as to why she did.
Yeah. And, more fucking power to her if everything ends up in her favor, if she was being trafficked and she was able to get a gun from a John, and the John dropped her off at her pimp's house. And, I can threaten you, not your life, but your children's lives, because you're an adult, and vice versa to your children, to a parent's life. That doesn't necessarily mean you die, but they could die. And if I've taken you far enough from your home, but have people that you know of in that neighborhood who are willing to do that kind of thing, then I have a leash on you. And if you don't show up when I say, I kill your loved one. And that is more terrifying than losing my own life. And even the threat of it, like, you take a good schoolgirl who's done right her whole life and makes the one mistake of skipping school with her delinquent friend, and you both get trafficked, And the only way to protect your family is to run home to them. Tell them everything that's happened to you the last 6 months, all the dudes you've been fucking to protect them. Your nice Christian parents, and think they're going to be okay with that and not ashamed of you and are going to leave to not get murdered by your pimp. Good luck convincing a kid of that. Because there's two types of kids out there. The Kyles who think they're invincible, and the girls who are taught that they're vulnerable. Seeing a lot of caps lock in chat. We got any moderators in here? Yeah, let's make it on that. It's a free chat. Apparently, you can block the caps lock. It's like, say my name. I didn't say my name. Whose rule is it? It's my rule. But I feel for her, and I want her to get off. But they are just Wisconsin. Like, stop being known for protecting pedophiles. Thank you, Steven. See you in 3 minutes or 5 minutes. 300 seconds, 5 minutes. Take that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the Matt route on this one and agree on principle that everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So the defense of pedophiles is concerning, especially in Wisconsin, but I mean, if you stick to the principles, everybody's innocent until proven guilty.
What do you mean? Are you talking about Crystal, or are you talking about the pedophile?
All of them, unfortunately.
Because they were convicted.
Right. So why you let these people back out is a Wisconsin problem that I disagree with. But in the case
of... these didn't happen in Wisconsin. I believe Rosenbaum was Arizona.
Yeah, it was Pima County.
And the charges against Mitchell were Vegas.
I don't think it was Vegas. I thought it was Reno. I got the distinct impression that he was closer to California because the gal was from California, and I just got the feeling that one was not Vegas itself, although he did threaten to blow up the Golden Nugget. And I don't know which Golden Nugget he threatened to blow up, because there's a Golden Nugget in Vegas and there's a Golden Nugget in Reno. So.
Oh. Okay, well,
I think there's a Golden Nugget in Reno.
I might have been assuming it was Vegas, but it was definitely Nevada. So Reno is in Nevada. So something in Nevada. All right, so Arizona and Nevada.
Where else is there? Hang on, I'm looking this up just to make sure, because I'm pretty sure. Oh no, shit! Don't do that. All right, that would have killed the stream.
Probably don't do that.
Yeah. Golden Nugget hotel chain. Go.
Never been to Golden Nugget, but I was pretty sure it was like they had the penny slots.
Golden Nugget, Lake Charles? Where's that? Is that?
I was pretty sure these charges stemmed from...
Yeah, where is Lake Charles? Well, it is. It's Nevada, because... So, Golden Nugget has hotels in Vegas, Laughlin, Lake Charles, which I'm not sure where Lake Charles is, Biloxi, Atlantic City. So there's other places that there are Golden Nuggets. Hang on. Lake Charles. Where's Lake Charles? Oh, that's Louisiana. So, no, it must have been Vegas. Golden Nugget, Reno. Golden Nugget Resort Casino near Reno. Yeah, so there is one near Reno as well. So it could be Reno.
Okay. I'm willing to accept that. Point is, a lot of piece of shits in Vegas and Reno. But they end up moving from Arizona and Nevada to Wisconsin.
Right.
So,
Yeah, there's got to be something going on with Wisconsin's laws that make it easier for these convicted felons to obfuscate themselves.
child trafficking always rises during events like Super Bowl, World Series, Daytona concerts. Yeah, it's unsurprising. I don't like it. I have a need to protect the children's.
Yeah, it's in Reno.
Center mass congratulatory tap. Yeah, good old pat on the center
Well,
mass.
I guess technically it's in Sparks.
Fucking Sparks. If I know anything from Reno 911, it's Sparks is where the people come from that are the worst.
I've only been up in that area once, and it was it made Vegas look like New York City.
I mean, well, yeah.
Yeah.
They do have their own Statue of Liberty.
Oh, this is before the statue was up. You gotta remember I'm old, so I remember when Paris and New York opened. But yeah, Reno was definitely seedier than Vegas, and that's back when Vegas was seedy.
Just Reno lacks the mafia charm. But yeah, so we'll see what's going on with the Crystal Kaiser, because I will be paying attention to that, because believe it or not, I think everybody has the right to Second Amendment self-defense.
I do too.
So that doesn't stop at white people. Although for the most part, if you're black, they'll shoot you.
Okay, are you keeping track of how many people are saying Waukesha instead of Waukesha?
Wakanda instead of Waukesha. Yeah, I've heard a bunch of people say Waukesha. You know, like Kesha has nothing to do with this. Waukesha, that's what I'm hearing.
Well, I know I had to correct Neo about 3 days in. It's like, man, it's Waukesha. And then Sargon.
I heard somebody say Kenosha. I was like, no.
Yeah, there's no N there. And then Sargon is just adamant about getting it wrong. I know he's been told a time or two as well.
Actually, I missed that. I missed that whole stream. And then I also missed the stream I was supposed to be on, so that doesn't really help.
Yeah, me too.
Fix it. Yeah, if I would have had it on my phone, man, but I don't.
Right. No worries. I mean, he wrapped early, and I didn't know much about the McMichael's case anyway. I wasn't really. I was kind of familiar, but not completely up to speed. So.
Oh, it was so infuriating. I watched the Nate the Lawyer stream the day before, and it was closing arguments, and it was the prosecution. She did like 3 hours. I was like, Jesus Christ. Then the McMichael's kid did 2.5 hours. Then the McMichael's father did 2.5 hours. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And then 2 hours from the dope guy, the idiot who actually filmed it. And it started, the entire thing as Chad's not the smartest knife in the drawer. Like, that's the best. Go back to No Black Pastors. Jesus Christ. Your defense of your client is he's an idiot? Not a great defense. No matter how accurate it is, because the guy's a fucking moron. They had no charges, and then because they were getting shit on by like the neighbors, he put it up in the Neighborhood Watch Facebook group. They sent it to the cops. I'm like, well, the cops already had it. So it's like, you people, your neighbors are not your friends. They have mutual agreements to look out for each other, because what happens to your house could happen to their house. But they're not your friends, unless they're your friends. But I'd prefer to take an Alan Marcy approach to my neighbors. It's ridiculous. So we covered Kyle, we covered Dominic, we covered the fucking the McMichaels, who will be getting an appeal because that judge really ruined their case by negating the citizen's arrest, which he was looking for a conviction instead of looking for justice, which is different than the Rittenhouse case, where they were absolutely looking for justice and he let too many things slide that were not in the defendant's favor, that he couldn't help but he had to put his foot down about the curfew and the gun charge. And but man, I want to see those ADAs prosecuted, both Binger and Lunchbox. Kraus, I think it's Kraus.
Kraus, yeah. Jabba.
I don't know nothing about no cropping or.
Meanwhile, the specific software for exactly that is on his laptop for no discernible reason. Like there are YouTube creators that don't have what the hell is it called?
Handbrake. I don't know what the other one was.
Yeah. I mean, people that are in the industry that could use it for, legitimate reasons don't have it, but some, neophyte AD does.
Kim Potter will be going on trial, I believe, at the end of this week or the start of next week. And she's the taser, oh shit. Which is an interesting case because she would have been justified in shooting him if she had intentionally shot him. I don't know how it's going to turn out if she unintentionally shot him. Hey, Raggle, you still in Hawaii?
Yeah, how's Hawaii?
Yeah. You tried the scrambled eggs yet?
Or the poi?
The two poi?
Poi? It's going to take him 90 seconds to get back to us at best.
I got time. I'll fucking wait. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's a useful tool, but it is a finicky fucking bitch of a tool.
Steven called it problematic.
It is.
Yeah, never used handbrake.
Yeah, there's really no reason to when you have other stuff.
So I guess we'll move on to Chad and Kyle.
The names. Oh, the names.
Dude, give it 5 years and it'll be all Blakes and Skylers. And then in another 10 years, it'll be oh shit, I can't even think of any of the names from Game of Thrones. But,
Daenerys and this is the only one I know.
Khaleesi,
yeah.
Is Khaleesi one of them?
And
really popular with the you know nothing Jon Snows.
Jon Snow, yeah. Boys named the Mountain. Watch them be like 5, 6.
I'm the mountain. What was Jason? Was it Claire?
I have no idea. I didn't watch a single episode of Game of Thrones, and I'm better
Me
for
either.
it.
All right. So we
Chad and
got
Kyle.
Chad and Kyle. Chad in the blue green. Kyle in the Ruger pistol carbine. Pistol PCC, the pistol caliber carbine. There were moments of self-defense when he had his hand on the gun and flung Kyle. At that moment, there was self-defense. The "I'll shove it up your ass" doesn't codify as a threat because you can't actually shove it up their ass. I read the
Never.
books, so I don't need to read it. I read the
Never.
books, I didn't need to watch it. Even though it diverged wildly, it couldn't have been better than the books. And nothing is ever better than the books. I have seen the porn take of everyone who is naked, so I have had that for all intents and purposes. I don't need it. And I don't even have HBO or whatever it was fucking on anyway.
Our audience is a bunch of lemmings.
Yeah. You all go off that cliff together, jump off that bridge. See? Plus, I already heard about season 8 finale, so I don't need to. Thanks. There were times in which self-defense was absolutely applicable, and at the end of it, when the shots were fired, not the warning shot, which you absolutely do not do ever, but when the final shots were fired, Kyle was on the porch, not trying to get into the house, having only aggressed when a gun had been pointed at him. There is no case of self-defense for that, because there had been space cleared of approximately 10 feet. Some say 7 feet. It could be 4 feet. There was space put between you, and the guy was able to bring the gun up to shoulder height, sight, and fire into a man whose house was behind him.
Yeah, it's stupid all around, but we're talking not just self-defense. We're talking Texas Castle Doctrine.
Texas Castle Doctrine does not count.
Why not?
He wasn't trying to get into the house.
It's property. It's not house. It's not the domicile. It's the property. He was already told to leave several times.
He has court permission to be there
He does not.
at that time.
He has a court appointment to pick up his son that does not grant him the right to be on somebody else's property. Especially when that person has told them to exit the premises.
If it's his premises.
I believe it is his premises.
The chances are it's his ex-wife who's a judge's premises.
That may be true. I don't know those deeds, so that'll come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy in Texas is not currently in jail.
Yeah, but in Texas, it's not necessary to be arrested at the time. And often they aren't. I personally think that because of the distance put between them, that what was happening was not self-defense, and you can't claim castle doctrine when you're firing towards a house with people inside it.
Again, it's your property. It does not matter. Orientation is irrelevant.
We agree to disagree, and we will see who's right.
We will.
Jesus, my water bill's expensive this month.
Is somebody thirsty?
I had the chills. I took like 3 baths in 2 days. And wearing an extra layer of clothing has caused my laundry to go up a little bit. So that could also be it. I saw the video, and the most impressive part of it was arguing after the shooting. Yeah, like there was no first aid rendered, and like even the dude's new wife was kind of useless.
Yep.
It's like, what is wrong with everybody involved?
Yeah, everybody did wrong. You can kind of say the same thing about the dumpster defender case, too.
Yeah. If you fear for your life, you go inside and lock the door. You don't abandon your girlfriend to get a gun. I want to know who the person was who was saying call 911 to the girl with the cell phone instead of calling 911 herself. Did she not have a cell phone?
She was busy recording.
Well, no, the girl who was recording, was she the one saying call 911, or was someone saying call 911 to her?
I don't know. My guess is that she was the one doing the recording. But yeah, I mean, you have these cell phones and you don't use them to call 911 because recording is more important somehow. I don't understand. And it's not like you can't do both at the same time with a lot of these phones. You could do both.
I don't know if that's true. On my phone, anyway.
I'm pretty sure that my phone would not stop recording. You might lose the feed on the phone because it would switch to the phone app to dial the number, but I think it would still record.
I'm gonna call you later with the recording on. We'll see.
Okay, we can try that.
I'll text you. Like, start recording. Let's see if you can answer a phone while it's still recording. That'd be retarded. If you were filming something and you got a call and you're like you're having a conversation while the recording's going and it's recording it. What a weird gun to get too. Pistol caliber carbine.
A varmint gun?
No, I mean it's 9mm.
So it's a beefed up varmint gun.
Yeah, I mean, granted, like if I went into a gun, I'd get a shotgun.
Right. Well, I mean, what a pistol caliber carbine is really good for is coyotes.
Yeah. I got plans this winter of boar hunting with a 308, an AR-10, coyote hunting with an AR-15, and I am going bear hunting, but I'm not hunting bear with 308 or my shotgun. I'm not sure yet. I will probably take both just in case. But
what do you got there? Just black bear?
Yeah, which I have no desire to shoot. I think they're too much like dogs.
Pretty much.
But just get out in nature for a day with like hand warmers in every pocket. I'll be fine. My first time deer hunting, I intentionally sat next to a nest of rabbits. Just fed them carrots. I got wild rabbits to come take carrots off the tip of my arrow. I was there for so long, and they're like, "Man, you were making a lot of noise." I'm like, "No, I wasn't. I sat up close to rabbits, dude. And I couldn't move because I was set up." And it's like, "You could have moved." And I'm like, "No, I was feeding the rabbits." Like that was my favorite part of the day. Like, I have no desire for deer tacos, which is the best part of deer. It's the taco. I'm not a deer tenderloin guy. They're gamey. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen a warning shot fired, and I don't know how I feel about warning shots, but I'm pretty sure I'm against them.
Yeah, I think they're pretty fucking stupid.
Like, there's no way I'm firing a warning shot in my house, well, my apartment anyway. But the way I have it set up with my shotgun in the corner of my bedroom is I will have the bed between us, and I will be firing directly into my washer. Like, sorry about it, washer, but I got shit to worry about. Like, if I fired straight across my room, I'd be firing through the hallway, through the bathroom, through like a pathway that the maintenance uses. Then there's the bathroom of the neighbors, and then there's the bedroom. So I definitely want to be shooting into something more substantial. And there's a wet wall behind my washer and dryer, which is tiled. So I want to be aiming directly at my washer. And having the space between with the bed to keep us apart. And I will be firing into my washer. Hopefully not my dryer. But the last thing I ever want to do is shoot somebody who's not involved in something stupid. But the next thing to that is I don't want to shoot anybody in my house.
Yeah.
You kill somebody and they bleed out in your house, you don't get to clean that up right away. It might be 2 or 3 days before you do.
Yeah.
And that, my friend, is how you get ants.
Yeah. Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, I'll shoot some rubber bullets into people with no problems. I have no problem hurting somebody. I have a certain amount of problem with them bleeding out on my things I own. Plus, I'm pretty sure I'll have to move because I did tear up a bunch of drywall. And that's apparently against apartment policy.
I'm pretty sure you'd be asked to leave.
Yeah. Hence that I don't want to do it.
Right. What happened to the homestead?
Still working on it.
Okay.
I've got 2 acres cleared. But it's the 2 acres to get to the 1 acre. So I'm still working on it. Apparently, you can't just pick where you want your driveway to go.
So
It
what
has
else?
been a much more expensive process than I thought it was going to be. But on the plus side, I could sell it at an advantage of like $16,000 right now.
Yeah, you need more out of it.
Yeah, especially since I put in 16 just clearing the fucking pathways. Although one of the guys came out with this this machine that picked up and removed trees that left like all the roots, so that was sweet. But it came in and picked up these saplings and relocated them, and I ended up getting $100 per sapling, so that was nice. But then I had to pay like $200 to get the fucking root system torn up. But I'm still not even getting to my like the flat top where I can build a house. Unless I'm going to go with a freaking bunker type setup underneath my bunker. Like sub basement, then the exposed basement. I don't want that. But it doesn't help that wood right now is so expensive. I'm like, hey, let's build the whole thing out of shipping containers. They're free from California right now. They're about to get thrown into the port.
Although the cost of
I'm
those
sorry,
is
was that a
gone up.
racist Asian joke? No, that wasn't. In case New York Times is watching right now. One of the 5. I don't even know how you twist it to make the joke about the Asian food coming from Asia and being stuck
It
in the
was
ports a
literally
racist joke.
a white guy commenting on Asian food
I
is
don't see how that turns into
racist.
racism.
It's not. It's literally the extrapolation of anything a white guy says. If it involves another race, it's obvious racism. That's all that is. It's extrapolation of white guys can't talk about any other race, not even their food. It's racism. It's fucking retarded. But predictable.
Yeah.
Like if I say I love me some burritos or the carniceria right around the corner, I would be labeled as a racist. Even though I'm speaking positively of it because it's delicious.
Do you remember that when SNL used to be funny, there was that skit about the news anchors who went to the Mexican restaurant?
It vaguely rings a bell.
Yeah, and they ordered the guacamole.
Oh yeah. Back when you would watch a news show out of California and then it would be completely bog standard English until they say their name and it's like Elaine Guadalajara or something like that.
Guadalajara. Pretty sure it's a location and not a person, but all right.
Ramirez.
It's too much gayness for me, Steven. I don't care about your Mexican boyfriends. He says Mexicans give him diarrhea. So, make of that what you will. Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Who else we got? We got fucking Chad.
Well, we covered all the shootings and the court cases, except for Juicy. We haven't really talked about Juicy.
Yeah, that'll be starting at the end of this week. It is in Chicago. It will not be televised. And it should take all of 2 days. So good luck with that.
Yeah, not much else to say about that. The news today, Jack Dorsey is quitting as Twitter CEO again.
Oh yeah, I already saw that post from the guy who was like, if you don't separate Muslims from extremists, I don't see why I have to separate whites from racism.
Right.
It's like, granted, that was 2010, which was a simpler time.
Yeah. But the other thing that's interesting is that now means that like 6 or 7 of the major tech firms out of Silicon Valley are now headed and CEO'd by Indians.
He's an Indian? I thought it was a black guy.
No, I think it's an Indian. His last name's like Singh or something. Hang on, I'm going to try to find the tweet.
Well, you hang on. I have to go to the bathroom. So
right,
we will be
do that,
taking
Mike.
a small break.
Yes, you do that. I'll search this and...
Kibitz amongst yourselves, people.
Shut up, cat. Shut up. Nobody wants to hear you. I know you got stuff to say, but nobody cares. Yeah, nobody does. All right. Well, since he's there and I'm here... Punjabi? I don't think Punjabi is a slur. I mean, if you called him Haji, that would probably be a slur. I know I got in trouble for that one time or two. Let's see. But yeah, it looks like... Well, I'm going to wait for Jay to get back before I talk about that, because I want his response. Everybody have a good Turkey Day? Get your feast on the last couple of days. Cider or cedar? Selly. It's cedar. Seader. Not cider. Where is this? There we go. Okay. Hurry up, Jay. Hopefully he's not taking a deuce. Yeah, that's the CEDAR. There you go. That stuff. Smells decent too. You know the thing. I don't have that clip. All I have is the Come On Man clip. And whatever this is. Forgot I had that one. What else do I got? That's nothing. That's nothing. Whoa. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. And I got 3 Come On Man, so I really got to work on my sounds.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. So I found the tweet I was referencing, not the tweet that you were referencing, but a different one. So Google, Microsoft, Adobe, IBM, Palo Alto Networks, and Twitter are run by CEOs who grew up in India.
Well, I'd like to welcome our next our 7-Eleven brown overlords, as opposed to our 9/11 brown overlords.
But that is interesting that 6 major Silicon Valley corporations are now headed by how do you say it? Because you say Indian, it gets confused between dot and feather.
East Indian.
Is that the right way to say it? East Indian?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And my concern with that really stems from the fact that they didn't grow up with American values.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're not competent. They're probably plenty competent, but they just don't have the same background of free speech and Second Amendment rights. And
yeah, actually, I left a comment on Viva Fry, who was talking about a reasonable, sensible person in a court case. I was like, but Viva, you're not a reasonable and sensible person. You're a Canadian. Thousands of people attack and burn a police station in Pakistan after the group of people attempted to lynch a man who was accused of desecrating the Quran. In the Associated Press reported, thousands of protesters burned 4 police posts and a police station overnight after police officers refused to hand over a mentally unstable man accused of insulting the Quran. Police officers were forced to bring in more troops to help contain the protest. No officers were hurt in the attacks, says local officer Asif Khan. Pakistan tried to lynch a man for desecrating the Quran. Shit's getting hot all over the place.
well, and it makes me wonder: is this shit I'm pretty sure all of this shit has always gone on. It's just that we hear about it more now because it's not filtered through a gatekeeper for the media or anything, and we're just getting raw data feeds.
Well, this was AP, so that is a filter,
Yeah, I guess so.
especially in the Middle East, because we find out that the AP and Reuters they're harboring Palestinians. Well, so much for having a jam-packed show. I guess we fucking talked about everything.
Do we talk about Omicron? I mean, not that there's much to say.
There isn't anything to say. We don't know shit about it, but it's worse than anything we've ever felt before. And get your boosters.
Even though 60% of the people that have been diagnosed with Omicron have been vaccinated.
Yeah. It's almost as if they're going for the vaccinated as opposed to the unvaccinated. But the newest COVID map for the U.S. You'll never guess where the littlest dot is.
Where?
Florida. Meanwhile, biggest dots, for some reason, Minnesota, Michigan, New York, PA, Ohio, California, and oddly enough, Arizona.
Yeah, we got smacked pretty bad. What, a year ago? And I don't know the vector of that one. But yeah, we have.
Jesus, biggest dot on the map is in Brazil. Actually, it's about the size of Michigan, so it's not looking too hot for them.
But the thing that gets me with that is that's just what, reported cases?
Yeah.
Like, how many cases are going around that are not reported?
But if you look on the COVID data tracker for CDC, it's got nothing's in gray, which is the lowest, nothing in blue, which is the next lowest. Then there's the yellow, and that is all of Texas and the South, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, and whatever's next to Alabama. The only thing in the South that is precluding is Louisiana. From Texas to Florida. Even Alaska is red, but they're showing the Pacific Northwest, California, Oregon, and Washington as orange instead of red.
So it's got to be a per capita thing. There's got to be some sort of, in relation to the population, metric in that somehow.
Surprised how low Georgia is. But I'd say South Carolina might be in the yellow as well. Yeah. And Tennessee is in mostly orange. But Oklahoma is also in orange.
I don't know, but can you trust the data?
You can trust the data when it goes against the narrative. And this is going against the narrative with both Texas and Florida in yellow.
I noticed they stopped
That's the only
reporting on
way
fatalities.
Yeah. Because we've killed all the old people, so the numbers are going down. We're now having large-scale transmissibility and low-scale fatalities. But we also have a record number of healthy 20-year-old footballers collapsing on the fields. So that is at least interesting. Seems like chat stalled out.
Yeah, I did that when you went to the bathroom. So I finally saw Venom.
The second one or the first one?
No, the first one.
I didn't like Tom Hardy's accent.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great movie. It was okay. It was just okay. But I also saw a trailer for Morbius, which is coming. And it distinctly tied itself to the Venom side of things with the Marvel Universe, which was interesting.
Is that another Jared Leto one?
Yeah.
Quit casting him. DC.
You know what? It looks all right. It really does. Like, I can't think of anybody else that could play that particular character. I don't know if you're familiar with him from the comic books. But it fits for him. Like, he's definitely going to be a better Morbius than he was a Joker.
Hard not to be.
I was actually, I mean, I didn't particularly like the stylization of that particular Joker, but he did an alright job as the Joker. For as little as he was involved in those projects.
My problem was the stylization of the Joker. Stephen says, I love Jared Leto when he's not speaking. That's how I feel about Alexandra Daddario. Like, you were cute when your mouth together. All right, we can skip out of here early and go over to the off hours chat.
We can do that. Hang on, let me transition some shit.
And we really don't have anything else to say. And
man, we ripped through everything in like an hour.
I'm just utterly disappointed with the hot takes on Starship Troopers.
Well,
like, there's a whole point, Matt. There was no change. You went from one commander to the next commander, and nothing changed. That was the obvious part.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that he didn't care for it, because it does take a little bit of thinking about what it's supposed to be in a meta sense than just watching the movie. Because you're right, he's right. As just a straight movie, it's kind of crappy. But that's not the point of the movie. Which will be interesting to see if we actually get him to watch V for Vendetta, because that's kind of pertinent. I'm surprised Leon overtook it.
Yeah, especially what Leon is. I will say one thing that they're not going to catch, but I found interesting. The impersonation of Marilyn Monroe that Natalie Portman does is not an impersonation of Marilyn Monroe. It's an impersonation of Michael Myers doing an impersonation of Marilyn Monroe. So the Happy Birthday, Mr. President that she does is not Marilyn Monroe. It's Mike Myers doing an impersonation of Marilyn Monroe. Because Natalie Portman is a child who has never seen Marilyn Monroe.
What, in Leon?
Yeah.
I have to rewatch it. I don't recall that, but okay.
When they were doing the impersonations?
I haven't seen it since it was first out, so I
Oh, man, it's hilarious when he does Marcel Marceau. Like, you guys are from 2 different generations. This is not going to work. 3 different generations, really, because there's a generation between your generations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, although Natalie Portman's your age, you're going to much more relate to Leon.
I will tell you that my buddy and I at work had a conversation about Natalie Portman today and how she's just awful in everything.
Yeah. She only gets cast because she's Jewish. She's the opposite of Danielle Harris, who gets cast, and she's Jewish. Danielle Harris has charm, though.
She's just blank and everything, has zero chemistry with anybody she acts with.
Well, Hayden doesn't help that either. But
No, and
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's the most egregious example. But like in anything she's in, like even in V for Vendetta, she's just not good.
I'm like, is Kristen Stewart Jewish? Because that's what I'm feeling from all this. There's no chemistry with anybody. Natalie Portman is the most unlikable guest on Hot Ones. I haven't seen it, but I haven't seen it since it's either Steve Austin or The Undertaker were on Hot Ones. Was the last time I saw it. I didn't even see the Shaq one, and I wanted to see the Shaq one.
Oh, I need to see that. I've seen a couple of them. Like I saw, who did I see?
They're actually fairly decent interviews for what how stupid the idea behind it is.
Yeah, it's a pretty entertaining little thing that they got going on there.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw. Shit, why can't I think of his name? Who played President Camacho? Why can't I think of his fucking name?
On
Reno 911.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews, yeah. Saw him do on
Reno 911.
No, it wasn't Reno 911 I was thinking of. It was Brooklyn 99 that I was trying to think
Brooklyn,
of.
yeah.
Which is actually a decent show.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it has no business being as good as it is. It really doesn't.
I mean, Andre Bauer, his character is so fucking ridiculous. It's a pretty decent cast for what it is.
It really is. Yeah, it's one of those shows that it just on paper for certain shouldn't be as good as it is, and then it's just a good show.
And they all play to their strengths. Like Terry Crews is overly positive and supportive. Mm-hmm. What's her nuts resting bitch face is resting bitch face.
Yep.
The annoying secretary is the annoying secretary. The over eager girl is over eager.
Yep.
But I do love me some Andre Bauer. All right, Man Against Skywalker. Yeah. Oh my god. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen just pictures, and the pictures I've seen, there's no chemistry.
Yeah.
However, in pictures I have seen, there is too much chemistry. Is Henry Cavill and the kid from The Witcher.
What?
Yeah, the little girl that is the lion's daughter or granddaughter. The little blonde-haired girl?
Yeah, Siri.
Is her name Siri?
What the character's name is Siri.
Okay. Just in pictures of like him looking at her, there was like a doting there, and I'm like, are they in a relationship at the end of it? How old is this kid?
there's a relationship, but it's like uncle and niece. It's not sexual at all.
Oh, I don't know about sexual, but there's something there. In just the cast pictures. But Henry Cavill is like, I would rather play video games than go on a date. I don't need that kind of shit in my life right now. like I'm just trying to do. So I'm like, yeah. But he like the smile at the kid. I'm like, Gil, you're not a robot. Sirius his adopted daughter. He is linked to her by the destiny of the gift. I know that. I just couldn't think of her name, and I don't know if it's adopted daughter or if it's. No, it can't be adopted daughter because they use the gift of surprise to claim the mother to the woodchuck porcupine prince.
No, there's a whole separate rite of surprise thing that involves Geralt.
Yeah, but just previous to that, is he fights for the night fucking woodchuck or whatever it is, the porcupine prince, and he claimed the gift of surprise to have the daughter's hand in marriage. So when he's offered the gift of surprise, and she has her morning sickness at night because that's how you symbolize that. He's like, oh shit. So I don't think it's adopted technically daughter. Maybe it's a ward until they're old enough to do it.
Well, it's not even a ward. Their fates are just bound together permanently. So.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear about season 3?
I did not hear about season 3, but I heard about season 2.
Yeah, season 2 will be Henry Cavill, but he's being replaced season 3 with Matt Bomer.
What?
So apparently The Witcher is getting an upgrade to a better looking man than the fucking great looking man that they have right now.
Who's he getting upgraded to? Hang on. What's the guy's name?
Matt Bomer.
Spell it Bomer? B-O-M-E-R?
Matthew Bomer.
Matt Bomer. Decidedly smaller than Henry Cavill.
Yeah. Not by a lot, though.
Dude, Henry Cavill's ripped as fuck.
Yeah, but he's coming down ripped. So, Matthew
although
Bomer,
they do look
fit.
remarkably similar.
They're a couple of good-looking fucking dudes. Although this time, it won't be a fake accent. Bomer, not Boomer. It's 1-0. Well, I'm not particularly sure Witcher didn't start out gay. Henry Cavill has been not seen around Hollywood with chicks, and he is staying on the internet so he might just be gay himself. But both of them have great jawlines, so apparently that's a Geralt thing.
Yes.
Oh, so y'all actually know about Witcher, and it's going to be a father-daughter relationship? Because I don't know shit about The Witcher.
It's kind of father-daughter-esque, but it's not either. It's more like a ward situation. I mean, he's a father figure, but he's not her father, and she's way too independent for that sort of nonsense anyway.
Well, I know that the Witchers are over. And that Geralt is one of the last of like a handful of them. From the animated movie I saw, which was about his teacher and how his teacher destroyed the entire Witcher order. That'll be weird to see somebody I know is gay just boning a bunch of chicks in season 3. No one ruined anything about Keanu Reeves or John Travolta for me.
Pretty sure Keanu's not gay.
There's a the gay mafia is claiming that he is, and that's why he's protected.
Okay. He's had girlfriends though. I mean, not that.
Well, he's still technically married to Winona Ryder from Under God's Eyes marriage agreements. But yeah, he did have that relationship that she did die.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a half dozen or whatever Witchers left, or a handful, whatever.
There's like 5 Wolf School Witchers, and then there's a bunch of there's like 5.
The old timers.
2 old timers, and then there's like Geralt and 2 others that are basically the same age. One's got a really wicked scar, and the other one's a complete douchebag.
Well, I always found them to be douchebags.
But then there's like 4 other schools.
Oh, there's other schools?
Yeah, there's Cat, there's Griffin, there's Bear, and I think there's Viper as well.
So he's a wolf witcher, and there's other witchers.
Yes, there's different schools of witchery.
Oh, okay. Wonder how that works out. I will stay tuned and find out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I do enjoy it. I can't get into it because there's like 17 books. And I'm like, I don't know.
No, do yourself a favor and watch somebody play the Witcher 1 video game and the Witcher 3 video game.
Oh, the playthroughs?
Yeah, just watch that. And Witcher 3 is a fucking fantastic game. I've played it twice. Which is why I was so pumped for Cyberpunk, because it's the same people that made Cyberpunk, but the Witchers were actually good.
I would talk shit about that, but I literally listen to books about somebody playing a video game. Like they're the main character, but they're in a video game. So yeah, I just have to find somebody I enjoy listening to. Cats are the defects to go crazy. I don't know if you ever had a cat, but that makes sense. 8 books, 2 of them short stories. What the hell was I looking at then?
I don't know. I have them all on my Kindle. If you want them, I can send them over.
No, I don't read.
I'm sure there's audiobooks. You just got to make sure that you don't get a Polish guy who's reading it, because they're Polish stories.
Will do.
Unless you speak Polish.
I do not.
Or like listening to dudes that sound like a cross between V and Luke Radowski.
I do not.
Exactly.
Okay then.
We can be done here.
So let's, yeah. I'll post the link.
Okay. And then just say goodnight, everybody, and we can get out of here.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will